listening to The Announcer's Table with Daryl and Ian. This podcast is presented by RingIcon.com, the social networking site for wrestlers, fans, promoters, and everything indie wrestling. Log on today and create your profile, and as always, enjoy the show.
Hey guys, this is Ian.
I'm Daryl.
And this is the Announcer's Table presented by RingIcon.com. You can check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/RingIcon. You can check out the website RingIcon.com, and then you can see these videos on RingIcon.com/video. So today we have
Hellraiser John Arden. He's going to be our guest today. So obviously you know what that means. It's Interview Wednesday. I'm excited because we actually wanted him to be one of our very first guests. He's actually scheduled to be our first guest, but we have some scheduling conflicts, and so it's taken a little bit to get him on the show, but we finally got him. We're excited. We're glad he's here. John Arden, Hellraiser John Arden. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Well, as you know, like we've been trying to get you on for a while. You're a busy man. You got a very busy schedule.
Yeah, I try to stay busy.
Yeah. So, you want to ask us some questions?
So, how long have you been in the wrestling business?
Been wrestling well over 20 years now.
That's a long time. 20 years. I think that's the longest so far, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right there, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But, well, how did you get into wrestling and the business and things like that?
Well, growing up, we was fortunate. We went to a lot of matches. They used to have it in Rome at a Derringer Stadium, I believe it was called, which is a place ain't even there now. And then we found Village Music Park, which they had wrestling there for like 20 years straight. And then here in town, at Gold Community Center, they had it there. So usually about every weekend, like now, we was at the matches. And then they was actually having it here in town at the old theater. And my brother stumbled upon a guy named Kelly Miller. And he's like, man, I've been trying to find somebody to train me. And then he got trained. And then it's weird because a year later to the date, I started wrestling. I ended up getting involved like that at the weapon age of 15.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because your brother got trained, and then you got trained, and then your whole family's kind of involved in wrestling now. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I've got a lot of my family members that's into it now. So
yeah, we well, I know you're a bunch of your cousins, the Eaton boys, are in it. Another interview we're going to be doing in a couple of weeks is Hellcat Amanda Arden, your wife. She's your valet, right?
yeah.
So I know she's been out for a while because she just had a baby. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you.
So what makes you how can I word this? What makes you want to go out there every weekend and do what you do?
At first, I just done it for say the adrenaline rush, but now, I mean, I've been, like I said, been doing it for 20 years, and don't get me wrong, I'm breaking down. I get to work, I hardly walk after I get done, but go out there and just the emotion off the crowd, it's just, there's nothing in the world like it. To get that feedback from something you're doing at that point in time, to hear the reaction of the crowd,
Yeah.
or the pop, if you will. I mean, it just ain't nothing like it.
Now, I know, and we've actually, Ian and I have discussed this group on the show before. I believe it was on Gimmick Builder. We was talking about music and entrances and stuff like that. And you're part of a very, very popular group in North Georgia called Hardcore Productions. And everybody loves y'all everywhere y'all go. And we talked about one particular moment where the entrance music wouldn't play, but the audience knew y'all was coming out, and they all sang your theme song, which I thought was very cool. And so Ian and I have actually discussed that, and your popularity with this group, or this group's popularity and your popularity, is just amazing. How do you feel about just everybody just wanting to be a part of HCP?
It's cool, man. Because during that time, we were per say is supposed to be the bad guys, and no matter what we done, the crowd loved us. Which means it was myself, the B Smart Payne, the Bomb Billa, and this young kid then named Josh Hay. We took a bow. We're like, we'll go out and do what they want us to do, but we're not going to get punked out. And lo and behold, every week, one of them guys would try to punk us. So we'd just do our thing and plan B them and leave them laying. It was great.
I know. I loved it. I know you've actually had matches here with Ian. Y'all have had several matches together, which is pretty cool. We talked about that on the show.
Yeah, and I owe a lot of my my training to you. You know what I mean? And like I tell the story a lot about how when we went up to TWA, I think in Dalton one time, and I said, roll out of the way for the moonsault because I've never landed it on anybody. And you're like, no. I'll stay here and take the moonsault.
Yeah.
So you were the first person I ever landed a moonsault on, So that's one of my stories that I always tell everybody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've impacted a lot of people's lives. I mean, I know y'all had a manager at one time, and I heard he was a really, really awesome manager. He went by the name Big D. I heard he was one of y'all's best managers ever, right?
Yeah, he held his own.
But all right, we're gonna go into the questions and talk about some of these questions. Ian and I will go back and forth and just ask you your questions, and we'll discuss a few of them. Probably won't discuss all of them. I'll start it off. What is your favorite gimmick match?
As far as the ones I've been in,
anything.
Many years ago at Bill's Music Park, was under the mastermind of the promoter named Denny Dees, and he come up with the idea of my brother and myself, which we had a big angle before it was cool for brothers versus brothers. We done it before Brett Owen, but we done what he called a watermelon match, which was, we thought it was a crazy idea until we got there and done it. The first thing they done was covered the canvas in plastic. So we had 10 watermelons. There were 9 red and 1 yellow. And the object of the match was to bust the yellow watermelon to be the winner. So needless to say, we beat the crap out of each other with watermelons for a while. So I mean, that's pretty cool.
Well, that is funny. That's very
That
unique.
actually sounds pretty neat. I mean, I'd like to see footage of that.
So, well, if you could wrestle anyone, who would it be, living or dead?
Dead would have to be Bam Bam Bigelow. Agility of a big man, which I take, in case you didn't know, I'm a big man too. So,
well, we got your picture up right here with the title. So,
do I now?
We have your picture up with the title.
Oh, okay, cool. And now would be, as far as TV, would be, I'd say Daniel Bryan.
Oh wow, that'd be an interesting match because he's probably good 3 inches shorter than you.
I'd go about 5 minutes with him, and I'd be dead. But
Yeah.
All right, now who is your favorite wrestler all time?
That's kind of hard because when I was a kid, I was always the little stinger. But then once we started going to the matches, Nightmare Dave Davis from the Dylan's Music Park, and I was just in awe because I'd seen him on TV growing up, and then I was actually, you could go up and talk to him and shake his hand. So I mean, that's kind of a toss up there. So
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
If you had like a favorite wrestling moment, what would that be?
Well, we'll have to go back to when the crowd sang us out. That'd never be nothing like it ever happen again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, what is your worst or most embarrassing moment that you've had in wrestling?
We was at Dillard's one night, and during this time, I had taken a break from doing the hardcore productions persona. I was back teaming with Kenny Arden. We was doing the center post, which back in the mid '90s, we ran Dillard's as the center post. There was no more heavy tag team than us. But we're doing our thing because we was big guys, but we loved our bodies, so we kind of done like a male stripper type thing. And I'm beating off the crowd as I'm getting in the ring. It's this security guard called Big Carl, When I say big, he's a big old boy. But I go to go in between the ropes, and my foot catches his fat roll on his neck, and I fall in the ring. I ain't never been so embarrassed in my life.
Oh, I'm imagining that in my head right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I bet you that is oh wow, that's hilarious. Whew. All right,
Well, can you think of a favorite finisher or a finishing move or a wrestling move that would be your favorite?
I'm going to go with the spear because I kind of stowed that one over the years. So.
Yeah, I love a spear when it comes out of nowhere.
yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
And
it's pretty
so-
good. Not a lot of people can do it and make it look good.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're a big dude, and when you fly through the air, that's a lot of impact. I think if you did that, if you had a chance to do that to Daniel Bryan, if y'all was wrestling, you'd probably break him in half, and you'd win the match.
Yeah, you'd take advantage of that point.
Yeah. Now, who is your favorite champion of all time? Let me clarify this. It could be any champion, heavyweight, TV title, tag team, anything. It doesn't matter. Outside of yourself.
I'm going to have to go with Sting on that one because when he finally beat Blair, I cried. I ain't gonna lie, I cried.
Yeah, I remember that match. That was a good match. I thought that was.
I mean, that was a lot of time ago, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it old school on that one.
Oh, you're not talking about like the 2000 Sting and Flair, right?
No.
I'm talking.
I'm just messing with
It
you,
was
John.
like it was still.
I'm talking about Stinger, not the Crow. So
Yeah, wasn't it? That was it WCW yet, or was it still NWA?
I'm thinking it was still NWA then, or they
Yeah,
was
I think it
maybe
was, too.
in the process of changing it over.
Yeah, I think that might be a little before your time, before you got into wrestle there, Ian.
Probably.
Probably before you was born.
I mean, just to clarify, I was joking, because at that point, John would have been like late 20s, early 30s, and him crying at wrestling, he would end up on Tosh.0, like,
Right, like that guy in the stands in that one. Yeah.
So, if you could say that somebody was either overrated or underrated, indie or pro, who do you think that would be?
That's kind of hard as far as underrated. Because I could talk all day about underrated guys.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, but as far as like on TV, I'm going to go with people like let's see, I just went blank. My bad. I had pictures in my head and they went away.
That's all right. We can fill it in for you. John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's number one overrated. I think we've ever
He's
had.
definitely overrated.
So,
Well, all right, on the indie scene, who would you say would be underrated in the indies?
I would say John Arden is underrated in the indies.
I don't know. John Arden's a heavyweight champion, NEW heavyweight champion,
Yeah, well, I mean,
and been tag team champion, and he's been heavyweight champion in multiple other places. He's a pretty bad dude.
that's true.
So, all right, what is your favorite, and not counting the centerfolds or HCP, what is your favorite stable or tag team?
Let's see. As far as indie scene, where was we at? I've been so many places over the years, but there's a group of guys. They went as what was it now? Man, look, I don't know. I ain't been up long enough, I guess. But I don't know. I've lost everything I had going on here.
All right, what about in the pros?
Pros, I'm going to go with DX. Because, I mean, we kind of stole their catchphrase later on. So, but they was always, as far as crowd, over. So I mean,
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of catchphrase, what would your favorite catchphrase be?
2 words for you.
Believe that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
kind of, when we started doing it, DX had died and was going to be dead. We thought, we're going to start using that. And then, lo and behold, it wasn't a month later they come back. But so that's how it is.
Yeah. That's the everybody in all the shows that we go to and see you wrestle at. As soon as you say we got 2 words for you, everybody chants "believe that," and so I mean it's pretty cool. I know I really enjoy watching you wrestle.
Oh yeah.
I've actually been in a ring with you once, and you landed a back body drop on me, which was incredible. So that was pretty neat. Now, we just want to ask you a couple other questions. We're done with the 10 questions now. What do you have going on right now?
Well, right now, as far as in the next month, the NEW is going to have the 1-year anniversary show.
Yeah.
And they're going all out. They're going to have, most of the matches going to be gimmick related. So, but I've got a fan bring weapons match with Ryan Andrews, which the 1-year show is actually a personal note for me because as of the 1-year show, I'll be their champion for a whole year. So. Oh
wow, you've been their champion for a whole year?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, so that you and Ryan Andrews, he won the Royal Rumble when we were up there.
Yep, against Josh Vaughn.
Yeah, against Josh Vaughn for the chance of the title. So that's cool that y'all are still feuding together because I look forward to seeing that match.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try. And make it up there to the show. Hopefully, we both can make it up there and check it out. I mean, I'm pumped. I'm excited. Because obviously I know a lot of the people connected with that show, and so I'm pumped that they're coming up on a year, man. It was awesome. It was very awesome. Because I know when we started the show, I actually started as their commissioner, but then work got in the way and I couldn't make it every time they had it, so I had to bow out of that, and so they've done a lot of other stuff now, and they got a great thing going. And so I'm really excited for Charlie and everybody, and they got it going on. I think it's awesome. You're still the NEW Heavyweight Champion. So, and I'm still a big fan of your group HCP. So anytime I hear Voodoo come on the radio, there's a couple of songs that stick in my head that, like, when I hear them, I look around for entrance music or for people coming out. Is Voodoo and House of Pain's Jump Around, because that was Ian's theme song that he come out to. And so every time that comes on, Jamie actually heard it the other day. She's like, I was looking for Ian to come out. And I'm like, that's funny. So, I mean, some songs kind of stick with you with, like, specific people. But, John, we want to thank you for being on the show. And we look forward to talking to you again and seeing you again in the future. We look forward to interviewing your wife and seeing what she has to say as a valet and being our first female interviewee. So we're excited about that, man.
Man, I appreciate you having me on. But if you don't mind, can I throw one more thing up there?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
November 15th and 16th in Rome at the Forum, they're putting together a thing called Superstars of Wrestling. It's going to be a cool thing. They're going to try to do it yearly. I'm trying to, which as it looks right now, where I'm going to be involved. So, but it's something that's going to be real huge. They're going to do it. It's going to be like a festival, and it's going to be a meet and greet with the older stars, and they're going to have matches on Saturday. So, I mean, that's something I'm really looking forward to. So,
yeah,
I know you awesome. I know you sent me the link, and I'm gonna mark the date in my calendar, and hopefully I can talk to the promoter of the show, and we can actually set something up with Ring Icon and them, and we can promote them and do something with them.
Yeah.
So, but we'll check that out, and we'll definitely be talking about that. All right, John, thanks for coming on, man. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you, guys.
All right, not a problem. All right, well, that was the Hellraiser, John Arden. Great interview. 20 years in the business, man. That's a long time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
just his experience, and I mean, it's amazing. I've seen him wrestle for many years.
And I've worked him. I don't know how many times. I don't know how many times I wrestled him back when I was wrestling. And another first for me with John. First for me in the wrestling business, period. And John was the contributor to that. Was getting hit with a chair. I remember being in the back and Amanda coming up to me and saying, "Do not put your hand up and try to block it, because one, it's going to screw up your hand, and two, John's just going to swing harder. And I said, okay. So, I took it, and, John's done chair matches or done hardcore stuff for a long time, and so he knew where to hit me, how to hit me, and he swung away, and it hit perfectly fine, and I had no problem with it, but that was a first for me. It was kind of funny that that was it.
Well, I've had the privilege of watching him wrestle for 12 or so years now. He's my brother-in-law, so I get the privilege of actually hanging out with him and talking to him, and his knowledge of wrestling is amazing. And so just like when him and I actually get together and we talk a lot of wrestling stuff, and just I enjoy it. I enjoy talking to him. I enjoy talking wrestling with him. In real life, he's a cool guy, period. But in like real life outside of like wrestling, he's a really cool guy. Yeah. So I'm glad we had him on the show finally.
Yeah, definitely.
So, all right. Well, you know what? This was Interview Wednesday. That was Hellraiser John Arden. We're going to be actually interviewing his wife coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'm excited about that one to get a woman's take on the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a whole different side of things that we haven't really discussed. So I'll
exactly. So we then after that we need to shoot for trying to have a referee on, interview a referee and get their take on the whole thing. So, all right, we'll see y'all next time. I'm Ian.
I think I'm Ian.
I think I'm Daryl. I forget my name all the time.
See you next time.